Another handy tool in Fusion is the extrude along a path. As you can see here, I've drawn a circle on the horizontal plane and I've extruded it up along this path. So you can see I've started a new sketch here and I've constructed a rectangle. I've put a couple of dimensions on it, and so I'll make that a little bit more complex. I might put another rectangle in here, which I will use to subtract away. And I'll do that with my trim tool, which is very handy. This is very much like an AutoCAD tool. In here it operates slightly different in that you just pick the lines and it works out what you don't want. So you can see there that we've taken that hole out of here. And if we put some dimensions on here now, you notice at the other end we've got we've got the 40 millimeters, so probably here we want to do 10 and 10 to keep that balanced. We might make a little bit more of a complex shape at the other end. We might draw a circle. Let's start with the circle there in the middle. We'll then trim that out. Going to give us a warning here because it's thinking that we're over constraining or under constraining something. In this case it's not going to be a problem, but we will still however draw a dimension on here. So if we put a dimension in there and we make that 15, then we know that here and here are going to be equal spaces because I've already locked it on into the middle. Okay, so I've made my shape. Now I can start worrying about the path that I want to take that shape on. I'll just show you one more handy thing here too before we make the path. If we come and make a polygon, and a circumscribed or inscribed polygon, you can make an edge. If we do a circumscribed, which means the circle goes around the outside of it, and it probably will just do a hexagon because that's what it will automatically choose, but you can see that you can choose the size of it there. You can see that in the middle here is the constraint. Now the constraints are visible all over this drawing. These mean parallel, this means perpendicular to start with, and this one means a hexagon. However, it's a little bit different to Inventor. It's very difficult to actually find where the constraints are hiding. They hide over here in this sketch palette. And so over here you've got some options. You can turn that grid on and off. Okay, you can just go look at, which means you'll look at it at 90 degrees. But the constraints are this part down the bottom here. If we scroll down, and these are vital in Fusion because you need to constrain things to each other all the time to make them proper sketches and to know that you're in the right place. So if we come here and choose parallel, you can now see the power of Fusion. If we click on this line here and this line here, it will actually align those two objects so that they are now parallel because we've constrained them. And this is the same principle as the dimensions driving the drawing. The constraints also drive the drawing. Once I've drawn my shape, I can just click on the center of that shape or double click in the area there. I get this grip point up here and I can move that over now, and I can put it in a point where I might want to, it's lagging a bit, I'll just drag it to there. Now I've drawn too much here, but now what I'll do is I'll trim all that up so that we've got a different type of shape going on in here. You can see I've drawn that hexagon just for the purpose of drawing the hexagon. Okay, here's my finished shape, ready to... Now once we've got the shape, we want to extrude along a path, so what we've done here is I've drawn a line up and across in terms of a path. So we need to move ourselves into a position where we can draw in the opposite plane to our shape. Okay, so I've also stopped the sketch. You need to always finish a sketch when you're ready to extrude. And in this case, I'm just going to come across here now and I'll look at the right-hand view. I can see that center point there, and so I'm going to make a line sketch from there, and I'll snap to that center point. I'll snap up here, and then we'll draw another line up here, or we could draw an arc, we could draw anything we like up here. Let's just for this purpose draw another line, or let's draw an arc. It will actually now probably give us a point here at which we can see a line, like on this one. So after I finish that sketch, I always need to finish the sketch, remember? That throws me into the mode where now I can create my extrude, or in this case we're actually going to sweep. So we want to select the shape, then we want to click on this path button over here, select and click on the path, and then it will move that, extrude that bottom shape and sweep it along the path. So you can see from that you can create quite a complex shape. We can look at it from different angles, and you can see that it has pulled that shape all the way around. And remember that because we're in Fusion, we can go back to the initial sketch and we can edit that, and then it will physically change the model that we have constructed.